Here we go.
Yay.
So welcome to the inaugural Games and Brews podcast. Today, I guess we should introduce ourselves, right? I'm Chad.
I'm Dylan.
And today we are having Meyer brand teabag coffee with Almond Joy creamer.
So bad.
It is not very good. Well, only because of the creamer.
No.
The coffee itself is fine.
Terrible.
I enjoy it quite a bit.
Horrible. It is weak and sad and needs...
It's actually, you know what? It's not too bad. I've had worse from like coffee shops before. So
I don't know where you're going to get coffee at, but those are bad places.
Thank you.
Don't worry, there will be other times where you are going to be like, Dylan, I don't understand that. That's gross.
Yeah.
But for right now, even without creamer, this is sad and lonely.
I'm sorry.
I need like tar in me.
Okay, so the whole point of this podcast is for the two of us and maybe special guests here and there to just get together and chat about mostly games, maybe straying into some other areas here or there.
We can talk about coffee and
Coffee
also
or beer. Or
yes,
beer.
there will be beer podcasts.
The brews is an ambiguous bruise.
Yes.
So,
yes.
But generally, the main topics will be video games, tech stuff, things in that realm, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope so.
So, we are going to kick off the inaugural podcast here by discussing consoles and PC gaming.
And why PCs are better than consoles.
Or why consoles are better than PCs.
Yeah.
So, you have a list, correct?
I do have a list.
All right. So, tell me just start off like what's your first point that why you think that PCs are superior to consoles?
What one did I have first? First is, damn it, I knew I should have wrote things down for this. That would have made my life so much easier. Oh, yeah, I like that first one. PCs are more powerful.
That is an undisputed fact. PCs are more powerful, but consoles are a lot more consistent. Yeah, I mean, because the specs can vary so widely on a PC.
That's true.
I mean, and yes, you can get it. I mean, like if you want the best possible quality of like frame rate and resolution and things like that, you're obviously going to go PC. But it also costs a hell of a lot more to get there.
Yeah. But you could buy a startup PC for the same price as a PS4 or an Xbox One and just probably almost have as good a quality.
Right, but you're going to be on like mid-level, settings and stuff like that.
But over time, you can upgrade it and get better and better and better.
Right, but the thing is the question I have is, does it really matter? Okay, so PS4 versus Xbox One, just boil it down to that. PS4, 9 times out of 10 has a better frame rate and resolution combo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But, is it something that somebody is arguably going to notice? And, is it going to be a detriment to your experience?
Now, that really depends on the buyer themselves.
Right.
Obviously.
Well, and 9 times out of 10, people probably don't even have a proper display
That's true.
to make it worth that anyways.
Or they don't even realize that the quality of what they're getting. They think this is the best ever because they're not educated consumers.
True.
Like most of the people who talk about this kind of stuff are.
Well, yeah. I mean, and I by no means am an expert in any of this.
Right,
I just know, from what I've read and from what I've experienced myself. I mean, I'm playing. I thought I wanted a PS4, and then I ended up going with an Xbox One because it had some exclusives that I preferred at the time.
True.
I
bought a PS4.
Heavy discounting didn't hurt that decision either.
Right.
But the thing is that I don't feel like I'm losing out on anything by having like a lower resolution game or anything like that. I mean, if they ran side by side, maybe I would notice a difference, but just having an individual game console in front of me, I don't notice anything that really is distracting to me.
That's why you need to go online and look at the side by side. Like differences, and you're like, oh.
See,
And
but see, I've even watched those videos, and I don't. It's
See,
not distracting enough.
I gotcha. But sorry, go ahead.
Even the differences between prior gen and current gen are, and you notice them, but it's mostly like, small prettyish things like, the leaves just wiggle versus like the whole tree kind of
Right.
sways.
There's a lot more
in the wind.
texture things going on.
Right. But the general game, I mean, especially like if you look at the Call of Duties, Battlefield, stuff like that, those games, yes, they look better on the newer consoles and they look better on the PC, but is it that much of a difference that it distracts from the core game? And I don't think it does in a lot of cases.
Well, if you're talking about first-person shooters, you could also get in the fact that you have keyboard and mouse support on the computers,
right.
And that takes for a lot more. You can get a lot more precise movement out of that compared to a controller.
Yeah.
And that's another point of PCs are better.
Okay, so control options?
Mm-hmm. And you can use any controller you want.
True.
On a computer.
True.
If you like Xbox controllers, you can use an Xbox controller. PlayStation, keyboard and mouse. You want to use a joystick, get a joystick.
See, and for me, that's all a negligible thing.
Yeah,
again,
it's moot.
Because I prefer playing with a controller.
Right. Which controller do you prefer, though?
The Xbox One controller.
Right. So, I mean, you could play the games you're playing on PS4 on your computer, but with an Xbox controller.
True.
What?
Yeah, but in the end, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just not that concerned about it.
You're not, but other people are.
And they are, and it's legitimate. But the thing is that, in a lot of cases, I think what my point is going to boil down to through all of it is that I prefer consoles because they're streamlined and they're easy. And I'm not saying that PCs aren't if you do them in the right way, but there are a lot of weeds that you can get tangled up in with PCs.
It's true.
And and you get benefits for that. You get better frame rates, you get more options, you get more customization.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not as familiar with it, it could leave you in a place where you don't know what you're doing and you don't know why it's not working.
Well, yeah, there's a learning curve.
I mean, look at how much I've struggled with just trying to get a video feed going for us to record a podcast with.
I feel like it must just take more intelligent people to do that kind of thing.
Well, and and maybe I'm not that intelligent because
you can do this and I can't do this. So there's a completely big difference there. Also, another reason why PCs are better though, mods.
That is one area where I really don't have anything that I can throw out for consoles being
because they don't
better or even or anything like that. I do wish, I mean, especially like with Skyrim.
Exactly,
like,
that's why.
I mean, like some of those mods are pretty awesome.
You've put a lot of hours into Skyrim, and
I have put
guess how many hours you would have put into it if you had mods.
True.
Whoa.
But then there's also like some of the mods I like, but in some of the ridiculous stuff it would be fun to like kind of fool around with.
Thomas the Train as dragons.
Yeah. And the bro mud crabs, like
what?
You've not seen the bro mud crabs?
No.
What? It's like where like you walk up to the mud crabs and like once they like notice you and they're like they have like this sound bite of like this bro and he's like, come at me, bro.
No, that's a thing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh, I want to see that now. Oh, that sounds awesome.
But all right, but so the mods are awesome and they're great and but like
bro crabs.
But it could also like break the game at certain times.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Yeah.
And again, it's like that whole thing where if you want all that customization, if you want to really tailor your experience, yes, that's great to have. But again, I mean, I don't think that it's absolutely necessary 100% of the time, especially as we're getting closer to parity, in realms of that, like DLC and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The consoles are finally getting to the point where you can, get patches and you can get more content for the games. Now, some of the user created material or content, no, it's not there in every sense. But other stuff like and I'm not as familiar with Minecraft, but I know that there are a lot of packs that are available.
Oh my god,
on the different
you don't even
systems.
understand.
And I know there's probably more on the PC end of it, but there's quite a bit on the consoles. And I don't mind curated content if it kind of narrows it down to more of the stuff I'm going to be interested in anyways.
I guess so.
And that's the thing though, is that like I don't want to spend hours and hours sifting through stuff. I would rather
I
just
don't spend hours sifting through stuff though.
but you can
Yeah,
because there's so
yeah.
much out there
So
with
many
PC.
options. There's so many
Right.
options, and it's awesome. How about PCs have a bigger library of games?
Absolutely, and more extensive, and you can go back years and years and
Mhm.
years and
Yeah,
catch up on
yeah.
stuff. And there's
compatible.
no issues with backwards compatibility,
Mm-hmm.
which that was a major bummer for me with this current generation of consoles.
Yeah, why don't they do that?
Well, because the architecture changed completely.
I know, but
Well, and then they can resell them like through PlayStation Now and
right.
The rumored system that Microsoft's coming up with for streaming games for the Xbox and stuff like that.
That's the thing.
Or do remasters. Like there's so many more remasters earlier this generation than there were last generation.
Okay.
They came out, but they came out much later.
Right,
last time.
right. Okay, how about this one? I like
Mhm.
this one. I looked at this one earlier.
Mhm.
But this one's not going to at all apply to you.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right, I'm ready.
Games are more social on PC.
That definitely doesn't apply to me at all.
For me, that is a huge
Yes.
factor.
For you,
I
yes.
have made lifelong friends due to playing MMOs. Like lifelong friends. My buddy Andrew, I wouldn't know him at all or have been playing games for
Mhm.
years with him if I didn't play World of Warcraft back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, like I wouldn't have made some of the most, like a lot of awesome memories. I attested the other day to WoW and Ultima Online to my boss with how he felt about being in the fucking military.
Mm.
Like there's times where like like it's like, oh, okay, so I played WoW. I have lots of good memories. I have bad memories too. I don't want to go back. It's like him being in Iraq. Like I was like, the only thing I can attest to is you being in Iraq is to me playing WoW. I don't want to go back. I have fond memories. Sometimes I want to go back, but then I'm like, no. And he's like, that's exactly how I feel. I'm like, see, I know. I mean, it's not the same at all, but it is kind of, you know.
Yeah.
And so many good memories.
No, I get that, and I understand that is like, you know, I mean, there are people that like when like a Call of Duty or something like that comes out, and I mean, and not just using that as an example, but when games like that come out, there are people that say, you know, fuck the campaign. I don't care about that at all.
That's how I was.
Multiplayer. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And for me, it's the opposite. Like, you know, like Titanfall. That looks like a great game.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that I don't want to play it with other people.
I understand.
You know, like, or if I do want to play it with other people, I want to play it with like 2 or 3 other guys on a split screen in the living room.
See, personally, I don't like that because my field of view is screwed and it pisses me off because I can't see enough. All I want to do is sit there, play it, scream at people. That sometimes they can hear me, other times they can't. Most of the time they can't because I don't want them to hear what I'm saying because I probably get kicked out. But like it's a stress it's a stress inducer, but it's also a stress reliever to me.
Yeah.
Like how I said before, like when we were at breakfast, Andrew was like, "You have an anger problem." I'm like, "No, I don't have an anger problem. This is just kind of agitating, but it's fun, so it's worth it."
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm just kind of annoyed, but it's fun. Annoyed. That makes sense, right?
Sure. we'll go with that.
Oh, how this? Something I haven't done in years. It says LAN parties are awesome. You've probably never done that, have you?
Well, all right.
You have at Xbox parties.
Yes. We and we hooked up the Xboxes, like the original Xboxes, through like I guess it would be the same way that you would hook up like a LAN party.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like where we hooked up 4 TVs, 4 Xboxes, and
It's not exactly the same.
no, but I mean,
Because I did a LAN party back in the day. 'Cause, like, yeah, both of our experiences with this are years ago, obviously.
mhm.
And back in the day where there was like 20 of us hooked up to one guy's server computer at the college at UT.
Yeah. We had 16 people playing.
But we all had our own
Halo.
monitors. That's the difference. Like, I
Yeah.
can't stand tiny screens.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Well, that's the great part about hooking up the 2 or 3 Xboxes.
Can you still do that
you could
with the new ones?
You could have a single screen. I don't know. I don't think that it's set up to do it that
a
way.
local network
because
kinda
because the original Halo came out and the live wasn't around yet.
Right.
So
Well,
there was no online option. I mean, like there was a Ethernet port on the back of the Xbox,
Right.
but it wasn't set up to actually do matchmaking online and stuff.
On that note, can consoles, now I don't know if they do this or not, like PCs do. Another reason why I love PCs is because you can make private games. Can you do that on the consoles with all of these games that you can play with multiple people?
I am not the right guy to ask that question to. I have no idea. I don't play anything online.
Well, we did do that a little bit with Mike.
A little, yeah.
A little bit. So it's
Tiny bit.
got a little bit of that functionality, but not nearly to the capability of a PC, where it's like many people on one private game wherever you want to just set it up.
Yeah. Well, and and the thing is I'm not entirely opposed to that idea of potentially wanting to do something like that, but it's just it doesn't interest me so much right now.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay. How about this?
Okay.
There are more exclusives for PC than there are for consoles.
True, but that also falls into what do you actually want to play? Like, are they exclusives that you're interested in, or are they exclusives that you could care less about?
Well, let me go through a couple.
Okay.
And see what you think.
Okay.
I already know what you think for some of them.
All right, I'm ready.
World of Warcraft.
Nope.
Kerbal Space Program.
I have no idea what that is.
It's so funny. You should watch a video on it.
Okay.
It's building rockets and trying to get them to go into space.
That does sound kind of fun.
It is fucking hilarious. Civilization 5.
Nope.
I don't like it either. DayZ. God, you would hate that. Never mind. Don't even think about it. Like, you would literally hate that. I don't even think. Have you watched anything with that?
DayZ? No. What is DayZ?
It's a survival horror. Survival horror.
I like survival horror.
You wouldn't like this one. Okay. Have you ever played a real-time simulator? Like old school Warcraft or StarCraft or anything like that? Do you enjoy micromanaging at all?
I have like would stuff like sim theme park. What is that like?
Oh God!
Like
Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Yeah, or stuff like that. Like, is that like SimCity kind of stuff?
Those are just simulator games. That's not the same at all. I'm talking like fighting games.
Games?
Oh, all right. Amnesia. I'm surprised you've never played that or haven't tried to play that.
I have not played Amnesia.
I think you might like that. It terrified me. I played 20 minutes of it and then I stopped.
I've heard that it's not held up so well, though.
I mean, it was popular, especially as a YouTuber thing, but now it's just kind of like, meh. Oh, no, that's more something I would play. Divinity Original Sin. It's kind of like Baldur's Gate. Did you ever play Baldur's Gate?
Nope.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. See, you're so
I'm a console gamer through and through.
Gone Home. Didn't they put that on the consoles?
Nope. They were talking about it and they actually canceled it. But I did get it on Steam and I played it. And I loved it. That's the type of gaming that I really love.
On your Mac.
On my Mac, yes.
On your Mac. I just had to point that out.
It's still Steam.
That's true. I know. But it's technically a personal computer, so
It is.
Well, they go through all the MOBAs like Dota and League of Legends and stuff.
What MOBA? Explain MOBA to me.
Mobile. I don't know what it stands for. I play them, but it's just a 5 versus 5, like 3-lane beat 'em up.
Well, what does MOBA stand for?
I don't know. Multiple online
battle arena.
That might be it. I don't know. I don't know. Well, there's a whole bunch of like.
See, that's how outside the loop I am on it. I don't even know.
I know. There's Lord of the Rings Online, Star Trek Online, all those online ones that you probably wouldn't play. Although Star Trek Online is very fun, and you do not have to play with other people to play that game.
Yeah,
it's kind of neat.
I had slight kind of interest in maybe thinking that maybe I wanted to play the Old Republic, but I just ended up not even jumping in with that because I love Knights of the Old Republic.
Right.
But
I had a bunch of people on WoW leave WoW to play that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they just came back to WoW because that's what you do. That is just what you do.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I care about on this this list of things right now.
Okay, so,
because all of these games you don't give a crap.
Well, yeah, I mean, like and that's the thing is that like and whether it's that I've mostly played console games, so those are what I've kind of grown to really enjoy, or whether just that's where the types of games I like are, you know, that's just kind of how it's ended up for me. You know, like stuff that's important to me is like, you know, like I like the Forza games, you know, and I know that there are good racing games on the PC as well, but like, you know, and I know, and actually Microsoft is making a push to push a lot of their stuff from the Xbox world into the PC world as well.
Except for Halo.
Yeah, but I mean, there's talk of that. I mean, like the original Halo came out on PC.
Yeah. How many years ago was that?
A long time
and
ago.
It was a terrible port, apparently.
Was it? I don't.
That's what I've heard. And no, I owned it. Yeah, that was a terrible port.
Was it?
Yes, I played it on PC. It was a bad game. They should have just waited until they could buff it up and make it prettier, like they did fucking for all the Halos for Xbox.
Yeah.
And then just what they should do
it had
is
the flamethrower though.
Woo! They should release the damn fucking Master Chief Collection.
It's possible. It might happen. I mean, they're making a push. Wait till this E3. I bet you that there is big stuff that is announced. They're talking about actually showing PC games in their Microsoft press conference.
Who
this year.
was it? Was it Nintendo that was like, we're gonna have a bunch of stuff, and they're like, oh, just kidding, we're gonna wait for Gamescom.
Is that what they said?
Yeah. People were like, Nintendo's gonna be revealing a whole bunch of stuff. This is awesome. And just recently they were like, yeah, JK, we're going to release a little bit and be like, oh, here's a little tidbit, but then you're going to have to wait till we go to Germany to be like, oh, the Germans, they want to see the Gamescom stuff. And it's going to be like, why?
I didn't see any of that.
I did.
That's weird that you would see something.
I know.
Especially like Nintendo related.
Awesome. Well, that's because of the because of the podcast that I listen to.
Oh, okay.
And one of them are a lot bigger into the Nintendo world.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god. This is what's happening. Also, a couple of them recently went to Poland. Oh, there's something for PCs. Like, if you don't care about graphics, you should on games like Witcher. And we have Dog.
Oh, yeah.
Up, Dog.
There we go.
What's she doing?
She just wants to hang out. She wants to podcast with us.
You're in a podcast, Beanie?
Oh, man, now I screwed up all my audio and stuff.
Chad's ruining everything.
I am. Actually, Bella's ruining everything.
Bean, why are you ruining things? We're the coolest.
Okay, so
I'm out of coffee.
I am too.
All right. So
is that what we're gonna do for the podcast? We'll talk until our coffee's gone.
No, because that wouldn't last long enough. And you know me, we'd have to have like a kettle right there.
That is true.
Or a coffee machine.
Yeah.
Or like a cooler full of beers.
But we already had like 2 or 3 glasses of breakfast, so.
That doesn't matter. I can drink coffee all day.
Yeah.
Did you know, fun coffee fact, that a cup of coffee generally has 90 to 200 milligrams of caffeine compared to a pop, which is like between 30-some to maybe 50-some if it's an energy drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good amount of caffeine.
It's on a ridiculous amount of caffeine.
That must be why my stomach gets upset sometimes when I have too much coffee. Because I have way too much caffeine.
Because you can't take your caffeine?
Probably.
That's sad. I can take my caffeine.
I know. But I also like drink tea all day, and that probably has a bunch of caffeine in it, too.
A little more than pop, like, what was it, 50 to 70 milligrams? Oh, 90 for really good black tea.
Okay.
I know caffeine facts. I can't help it. You know random music facts. I know caffeine facts.
Let's get back on track here.
Sorry.
So do you have any more reasons why you think that PC Master Race is
mods
the best?
Ability to be used with better TVs and stuff like that. Like you can do 4K, which I personally don't give a flying crap about, honestly.
Yeah, 1080 is
720 is good enough for me. That's the thing. That's why I can't even like stand on the whole like, hey, they've got awesome, amazing, better graphics. Now, mind you, I did just get a new graphics card, and my graphics shot up, and everything looks super amazing now.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it a little more.
Yeah.
The frame rate's better too.
Yeah.
So it really processes a lot better and smoother, and my capabilities at playing the games are better.
What are your settings on GTA? How
high?
Yeah. Is that high?
Yeah.
That's good.
And it's pretty. Very pretty and bloody. And funny. because I just did my first Trevor and Michael mission where they meet each other.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, dance, motherfucker," and it's funny.
Okay.
Nobody will understand unless they played it.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Okay. So now here's my question for you. So is that all your points?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So my question for you is you've listed all these points why you think that PC gaming is better than console gaming.
Uh-huh.
And I've, given you my opinion of why I think that, I'm fine with it. Like, I don't think one's better than the other.
Yeah.
The question I have for you is, does it really matter?
Yes.
Why?
Because I love my computer games, and if I didn't have a computer, I wouldn't have the capabilities that I have to play all the games that I like.
Right, but I mean, does it matter as in like that one is better than the other?
Oh, well, everybody's going to have their own thing that they want to do.
Right.
I think, personally, I like PCs a lot better than consoles. And I may own a PS4, but I haven't turned it on in months because there's nothing to do on it.
Yeah.
And
well, and if I had unlimited funds, I probably would go buy a tricked out PC.
Right.
And experience some of the things that are available only on the PCs. But, thanks, Bella. But the thing is, for me, is that the consoles offer a good price to entertainment ratio. It's like you spend $300 or $400. You get a system that's very even standard. You don't need to do major upgrades to it.
Yeah, for lazy people, it's a good thing.
And it will last for. That's not fair. That's not fair to say lazy people.
All right.
Because sometimes people just want a simplified, streamlined.
For people on a budget and their everyday man, consoles are fine.
But I mean, even beyond, like it's not just like an everyday man. It's like what if I don't want all the trappings that go along with having a PC? What if I just want a simple box to put underneath my TV that plays video games?
You can get a simple PC box that plays video games.
Right. And then you have to boot into Windows and then go into Steam. But the thing is that like I go and I hit the button on the console turns on, it takes me to the simplified, UI, and then
That's true, but the thing is, like,
start up a game.
I've turned on my PS4 and been like, I don't know what goes to where and where I'm doing and what's happening right now. Even if it is simplified, it's what you grew up with.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Like, there's going to be reasons you're going to buy a PC, and there's going to be reasons why you're going to buy a console. There's a reason why I bought a console. Because of Destiny. So, consoles have bit me in the ass.
Yeah.
But so PC games sometimes I buy and then I find out, nope, this is terrible. So.
See, but, and it's just my opinion, but I don't think that PCs are 100% the better choice for everybody in every situation.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I would never say that.
And, and it's because the thing is that you have to weigh out like all the different kind of factors that go with it. It is a situation where you have, some people want some things out of a console or a PC, and some people want other things.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter, I think, of one is better than the other. I think it's just a fact of finding which one works the best for you.
That's true.
So.
And sometimes they all work best for you.
Yeah.
And then you have to have all of them.
Believe me, I love all games. Like if I had the money, I would probably own everything.
I'm sure you're going to own a PC eventually.
Possibly.
That's going to happen.
I don't know, but I also have all this minimalist kind of living stuff that I'm
so am I, but
into, and I want less things. Like I have a laptop. Why would I want a PC on top of that?
Because this is good for this kind of stuff. What else is this good for?
I can play some limited games on Steam.
Limited.
Right. I mean, just because it doesn't have a super crazy fast processor. It's got decent in there. It's not like a Stone Age computer.
Looks pretty Stone Age.
But
I'm just kidding. I just like to give you crap every once in a while.
I know.
Jeez.
Every once in a while.
All the time. I give people all the crap.
All the time.
Especially dogs. I'll give you
they
crap,
deserve
dog.
it. So, So is that it for our first podcast? Huh?
I think so.
Okay. So my thought then is that, obviously when we post this, then we'll hopefully have a couple of comments here or there,
Yeah.
and maybe people can tell us what they liked, what they didn't like.
Next time we talk more about coffee.
Talk
or
more
beer.
about coffee. Or
I
beer.
think we should highlight that a little more if it's going to be games and brews.
Yeah.
Because you need to at least, we drink it, or maybe we just need more.
More coffee or more
like
beer.
a cup that's like double this size.
Like a grande.
Yeah. Or a
Is it-
Trente.
Trente, is that?
Trenta.
I don't even know what the sizes are. Tall is a small, right?
Tall is a small.
Okay.
Tall, grande, venti, and then there's their fourth one that I think is a Trenta.
Is that like a Slurpee jug?
Sure, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Like a 72-ounce coffee.
That's a lot of coffee. That's too much coffee. I don't think I've ever had that much coffee in a day.
I think you might die.
Probably.
That's like the growler I got yesterday with beer is 64 ounces. That looks like a gallon. How much is a gallon? I don't do measurements.
We know good at maths.
No, maths are bad. All right. So then, on this note, we do the outro music.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
So we're gonna do outro music eventually, or intro
Yeah.
music, and
Or both, even.
yeah, graphics maybe.
Graphics.
Th- th-
We get a
This-
green screen behind us or
th-
something, like
this-
just one of those pop-up ones, and it'll just be like we'll have like flying cats in the background or something.
That's a good idea. See, this is all just placeholder stuff. Eventually, it's gonna be CGI Dylan and Chad.
Yeah, of course.
So-
It's not gonna be like dark like it is right now because we'll have better lighting.
Yeah.
This is bugging me.
It's popping in and out.
I know, drives me nuts. I bet
Yeah.
if you would have closed the curtains, it would have been better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That for next time.
Yes. Next
Okay.
time on Games and Brews, and then you put a cutaway of like really serious stuff of us arguing and stuff, and just the hot points. We'll do it like a reality show. Next time on Games and Brews.
Okay.
What's going on? Is there trouble?
What are you doing here?
All right, we're done, right?
Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody, and
or listening,
or listening,
or both.
the magic of the internet.
Internet magic.
So, we will work on some more ideas, and we'll be back in a week or a month or however long it takes us to come up with another one of these.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.